What they did to us was they on Friday, and most of us knew because we'd been briefed.
Yeah.
We talked the demo pits is kind of the last big thing, right?
Yeah.
And so
very filtered clean water.
Yeah. So where you're going, you're crawling through, and it's explosives, but we all know demo pits, okay? And so
you're almost done.
Almost done, right? So we go to the demo pits on Friday, okay? We finish out the demo pits. The instructors line us all up outside the demo pits, all that stuff. They're like, okay, class 210, you are, and we're like, not secured from Hell Week. And I swear to God, and then we had to run to lunch, and we had to go do surf patches again.
Let's go get those boats on
those 3 hours, whatever it was, were the longest 3 hours of the entire Hell Week because you were dopamine depleted. It was like you were done, right?
Yeah.
And so those are the longest ones because they fake secured us from Hell Week. I don't know if you ever did that, but if you did, you're an asshole. So
we never did that, but I tell you what, having the tent empty on Wednesday, but keeping one of the students in there who is asleep and forging DOR paperwork.
Oh my goodness.
And surrounding them with the instructors and just casually like, hey, just want to let you know, like, this guy here, this rollback, he's going to help you sleep as long as you want to. The class is already, because, class has already continued on the evolution. Here's the paperwork you signed. Just want to make sure that you have it. I've seen them try to fight the instructors. I've seen them try to run out of the tent, have to be restrained. I've seen them roll over and go back to sleep.
That is
the level of it's fucked.
Yeah,
It is fucked.
But it's delicious.
Tears. I'm talking.
Tears.
You have to keep it together in the moment, and then afterwards, for the rest of your shift, you're dying.
I remember. I mean, even like in
that was the only instance I ever saw where a student was allowed to just absolutely cuss out the instructor staff
and not be punished for it.
Oh yeah, they just like, motherfuckers, and then just ran out and clapped.
It's like,
The instructor's like,
it's
he's
funny
gonna be okay.
because even Green Team, because I as an instructor of Green Team there, but I was an officer, so I was really overseeing. Okay, the funniest shit was the shit that came from the rafters. The shit that the guys would say, the instructors would say to the guys in the shoot house, in the kill house with live ammo, to just get them off kilter. I mean, tears, absolute tears. I mean, Boulder over say we almost have to stop the revolution because no one's watching what's actually going on. But I think that's
another key too.
Yeah,
the stress and the microscope, it's not on the students as much as they think. They think we see everything.
Yeah, that's right.
And we portray that we do.
Yeah.
And maybe we have moles so we can, have false information that ends up being true and they don't know where we got it. It's the same thing in the rafters.
Yes.
Eventually, at some point in Green Team, at least when I'm through, you realize you're going to make it.
Mm-hmm.
And you're going through a run and you get in the hang of it a little bit and you look up a little bit and the dude who's supposed to be watching you is just like fucking
out of
off
it.
in space. Because he's also exhausted by watching the same dude. And if you were going to make the mistake or oversweep or not decock or whatever it is, it's already going to have happened.
Right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So, and again, this is all, again, I call it unconscious genius in terms of the way this is set up to tease out these qualities, see if the guys have what it takes. Because the collateral, and I think the collateral result of something like Green Team is phenomenal training. I mean, you train in all this stuff, right? And you're looking at attributes the whole way. But you're I mean, it works. It really does.
If you could, how would you change the Buds pipeline, or would you?
I wouldn't. In fact, what I change is how much attempted predetermination goes in prior to Buds. I actually have always disagreed with, and I say this in a respectful way, but I've disagreed with trying to pregame the system. I will, and even the Green Team, I was like, hey, the selection is the process, and the more we try to pregame the process, the more at risk we are of not finding that dark horse, the guy who looks bad and doesn't seem like the guy who's going to make it, and maybe fails this or does that. Then they get in, they're like the rock star of the course, right? So I actually think that we have to be careful. And again, I say we, I'm not involved in it, but the overemphasis on physicality, right? In other words, right now, because of the competitiveness, the top physical scores are the guys getting in. Okay, there's nothing wrong with that, but we all know that the guy who grinds, if the guy does 80, if the standard is 80 push-ups and the guy is at 79, okay, and is working his fucking ass off the entire 2 minutes trying to get that next push-up but doesn't get it, I'm like, let that guy in. Yeah. I just saw something there that I want to see more of, okay? Yeah. Versus the guy who does 80 and pops up and he's done, or 100 and pops up and he's done. So, I'm not saying that guy is not a candidate, but I think we have to be careful of pre-game the system, whether it be Green Team or Buds.